Thank you, Kevin JK. Thank you for compliment on the graphics.
With Frontier Fiber Internet.
It turns to stone, then it rains and it breaks apart. Everything I love is back at home on VHS video. And as a kid I had to keep my hands in pockets anytime I was around fragile objects. Mom and dad must have known something that I didn't. Then again, who am I kidding? No, they didn't. Yeah. Still sometimes it's hard for me to feel excited. Like the whole world's throwing me a party and I'm not invited. Been staring at the bright side so long I've gone blinded. Yeah, I'm looking for the 333, still I can't find it. Can't find it, no, I can't find it. Gotta fix the light switch, trying to get enlightened. I get like this when I give no shits when I've got no spliff. Might just throw this. After all, I am the house my father built. No one knows that painter who's the weight of all their skill. Cause I died with him on the floor in the kitchen. Wonder if he knew something I didn't. Still sometimes it's hard for me to feel excited. It's like the whole world's throwing me a party and I'm not invited. Been staring at the bright side so long I've gone blinded. Yeah, I'm looking for the 333, still I can't find it. Looking for the 333, still I can't find it. I can't find it. 333, still I can't find it. Everything I touch it turns to stone. Everything I touch it turns to stone. Everything I love is back at home. Everything I love is back at home. Still sometimes it's hard for me to feel excited. It's like the whole world's throwing me a party and I'm not invited. Been staring at the bright side so long I've gone blinded. And I'm looking for the 333, still I can't find it.
No one seems to know this, but Amazon actually has a $50 million fund that they have to pay out every single month. And here's how you can get a cut of it. My name is Charlotte Mickelson, and we help everyday people grow their income with this one simple method. And we're pretty darn good at it. Our company, Publishing.com, was named the 19th fastest growing company in America. And the only reason we're so successful is because of the success that we've created for others. And I'll tell you why our method works so much better.
Everything, 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 everything. Everything, 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 everything. Everything I touch it turns to stone. Then it rains and it breaks apart. Everything is back at home on VHS video. And as a kid, I had to keep my hands in pockets anytime I was around fragile objects. Mom and dad must have known something that I didn't. Then again, who am I kidding? No, they didn't. Yeah. Still, sometimes it's hard for me to feel excited. It's like the whole world's throwing me a party and I'm not invited. Been staring at the bright side so long, I've gone blinded. Yeah, I'm looking for the 333, still I can't find it. Can't find it, no, I can't find it. Gotta fix the light switch, trying to get enlightened. I get like this when I give no shits when I've got no spliff. Might just throw fists. After all, I am the house my father built. No one knows that pain or who's the weight of all their skill. Cause I died with him on the floor in the kitchen. Wonder if he knew something I didn't. Still, sometimes it's hard for me to feel excited. It's like the whole world's throwing me a party and I'm not invited. Been staring at the bright side so long, I've gone blinded. Yeah, I'm looking for the 333, still I can't find it. Looking for the 333, still I can't find it. I can't find it. 333, still I can't find it. Everything I touch, it turns to stone. Everything I touch, it turns to stone. Everything I love is back at home. Everything I love is back at home. Still, sometimes it's hard for me to feel excited. It's like the whole world's throwing me a party and I'm not invited. Been staring at the bright side so long, I've gone blinded. And I'm looking for the 333, still I can't find it.
What's up? Is it looking like I'm right, you're wrong? Donna's been down and out for a couple days, so I'm not having people come over here and get sick. I hate it when people do that to me. You ever go somewhere and, you know, and you get there and you sit down and the person's like, I've had the flu for like 2 weeks. This is the worst flu. I'm like, why did you invite me over to your house to get sick? So I told Matt, we kind of agreed probably best we just do it next Monday. We might try to do it Friday. Probably not. Probably next Wednesday. I told Jerry, I said, don't come down from the villages and get the flu. It's not worth it. Just, we'll be back. We'll be back regular show tomorrow. Donna, I think Donna she'll be good tomorrow. I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I got a few things I want to talk about. Preach to the choir. Imagine I'm just preaching to the choir. I enjoy it when I'm the choir and somebody's preaching what I like to me. It's like when you'd go see a George Carlin deal. It was, basically he's just saying everything you wanted that you think, and you're like, yes, somebody else says it, except he says it in an even better way, and it's so true. And he's so. I mean, when you hear I don't know, I can't comprehend when you hear somebody like George Carlin. And he's, he does one of his epic rants and explains to you exactly how the government works and exactly how they don't give a shit about you. and it's 100% true, and it's just common sense combined with human nature. It's just the way it is. You give people a bunch of power, well, a bunch of crooks are going to gravitate to that, and eventually the crooks are going to take the whole thing over. And they're not letting in any non-crooks. How simple is that? Hey, you hear you got hundreds of crooks in one building. You're like, you hear this guy over in Tennessee. He's in our party, but he's saying stuff that is not what. I mean, this guy is a real problem. What? Yeah, we'll get rid of him. Yeah, he will get no financial support. We'll run somebody against him in our own party in the primary and give that person $5 million, and that person will destroy him. And no one will ever get into Washington again who's not part of the system. And we can talk about Trump. I've got 3 scenarios for the election. Let's see who's hanging out tonight. Thanks for the show. Before November 5th grade. Let's see. Kevin J.K. going in another direction. Jim 1979. What's going on? Ned's Navy. I mean, it didn't hit me too bad. I had it for 4 days, but I could still do whatever I wanted to. I exercised the first day, then the other 3 I was like, better not. Probably just best to rest up. Had a scratchy throat, body aches. Not bad though, because I know what it's like to have the flu. Donna's got the flu. I had a super mild version of the flu. I don't know why. Maybe sunning on the trampoline. I don't know. Maybe it's the vitamin D. I didn't have it. It's not that bad. Donna's got it bad. Don't know if Trace is going to get it. Don't know if he's had it. So we'll be back to to regular schedule tomorrow. Hopefully. If Donna's up to it, if she's not, that's fine too. You got the flu. You don't feel like doing a radio show. Did anybody see? I didn't finish saying hi to people. Brian, 2172. What's up, Beaver? Smell like tuna. The Vampire Jeremy. Kevin J.K. I'm getting ahead of myself. Jamie, the Plumber 420. F. Coots. Sick, feels better soon. I will dip out. I believe you're right, but I'm in a good mood and not feeling the need to be reminded. Yeah, I mean, it's the last minute. So the easiest thing for me to do is come in here and do it. I'm right, you're wrong, because what else am I going to do? Going to come up with a show on the spur of the moment of what? I can't use all the stuff I got for tomorrow's show, then I don't have nothing for tomorrow's show. So I'm right, you're wrong, because I could definitely got some stuff to talk about. Dave Primavera, what's up? I think I got everybody. Dog log in the house. Volatile real estate. No, this is live. Hi. It's definitely live. I'll talk about the debate. Volatile real estate. I think Bumpy, what's going on? Beavers, I got Beavers. I got Ned's Navy. VW Rick, subscribe for 60 months. It's deep, 60 months. Woo! It's dedication. That's dedication, man. Brenston, I think I already got Brenston about a land deed. But if not, I'll give him again. And AJ the Linger. All right, caught up. Who saw the debate? I wasn't going to watch it. It doesn't really matter what these two jokers say. But Donald wanted to watch it, and I was like, well, let's watch it. And I was really surprised. I thought this debate was 10 times better than the Trump Kamala debate. I thought both of these guys, to me, I listened to the debate, and I'm like, well, these two guys are way better than the guys that are running for president. These guys talk way better. These guys answer questions. They know how to comport themselves and behave like human beings. And they each express their viewpoints. They had disagreements. It was like a debate, which you rarely see anymore. So I thought, and people are acting like, oh, Walls, he totally blew it. It's like, I don't think he comes across as good as J.D. Vance, but I thought he came across fine. He came across as somewhat likable. I think if you're not a partisan, maybe you can see that. But if you're a partisan, you're just like, fucking Walls guy's an idiot, and his bug eyes, and he's a fucking psychopath. It's like he's just, he's your average Democratic ideologue. He's probably a criminal. Some criminals pull it off better than others. Who do you want? Do you want Biden and Kamala, who are not good communicators, and they're stealing you blind? Or do you want Tim Walz or J.D. Vance? Two guys who can at least communicate with you and pretend they're qualified to do a job and know a few facts. That should be what we get. I feel I was like, these people are way more qualified. People are way more qualified than those other two bozos. Yeah, but Trump, yeah, sure, whatever. Trump. I can talk about Trump. So did anybody else feel like, Beaver smell like tuna says Waltz looked confused at times. I don't think Waltz comes across near as good as J.D. Vance in the optics. He's a little more twitchy, a little more fidgety. So that's not a big deal. It's not a big deal if it comes down to it. But that's just how maybe somebody's dead on the fence, which I don't even know how you would be that today. You're dead on the fence, and you see the debate, and you're like, well, I like things both guys said, but that Walls was like a little twitchy. It was a little twitchy. I thought Walls shook his head in agreement with J.D. Vance too much. It's like, yeah, that's doing that a little bit. They were amiable to each other and said some decent things to each other instead of being mean spirited, which was a little bit refreshing. Not Walls is a commie, yeah, I know, but I'm just talking about the debate. If you don't know anything about these guys, and let's face it, 90% of Americans don't really know who the fuck these guys are. They are not household names. So if you don't know anything about Tim Walz and you see the debate, which I know nothing about him, so I'm just judging his debate performance. I'm not going to go into his record. I don't know his record. I don't really care about Tim Walz. But I'm just talking as an observer. He came across fine. He had plenty of coherent thoughts and facts and figures. I don't know whether they're true. There's nothing in a debate is ever true. Of course he was lying, but he came across fine, I thought. I'm sure. You see, and here's where you're wrong. Beaver smell like tuna. He would be a commie. He doesn't believe in communism at all. At all. At all. He believes in capitalism and power and getting himself rich. But if he can achieve those through bringing more communist principles into the United States, he will certainly do that. Or if China's paying him to do some shit, he'll do that. He's not a communist. Any way he can benefit from communism is what he is. He's a communist coattail rider. However communism could benefit him, he would never want to live under communism unless he was at the very top of the heap. So he's not a communist. He's someone who wants to use communism and communism ideas to ruin this country and get himself ahead. And that's pretty much, that's kind of a capitalist. He's a capitalist who's using communism. These people don't. Tim Walz don't give a fuck about your reproductive rights. If you're a woman, he don't give a fuck. So all these people who think that the Democrats and the Republicans, they care about unborn children. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about born children. They don't give a fuck about sending your 18-year-old son to go get his legs blown off or die. I don't give a fuck. So they certainly don't care about the little things. They don't have any ideology. Their ideology, you could take, and this is 100% correct, and you if you want to refute it, go somewhere else, because it's 100% correct. Now I forgot what I was going to talk about. Okay, this is 100% correct. If you take the most radical of radicals, okay, you take a Bernie Sanders, and in the back room he's like, okay, Bernie, we want you to have a change of heart, and we want you to reverse your position on some economic issue because he's a real socialist, and we want you to just switch on that 100%. I mean, you just flip flop. And we're going to give you $350,000, and then we're going to donate this to this. And he goes, okay, that's fine. I totally changed my mind. They don't believe in anything that Bernie Sanders, he's probably a poor choice. Take 75% of the guys who haven't totally entrenched themselves into the party. And offer them $1 million to switch parties and 100% change ideologies, and they would. These people are used car salesmen. If you believe anything other than that, you belong in an insane asylum. If you look at all the races in Florida, and you just look at the candidates, and you go, "Who the fuck is this guy? Who's this shyster?" It's a bunch of shysters and a bunch of people who are related to powerful people, and it's a bunch of powerful people's friends all running so that they can do favors and get rich, and everyone in Congress becomes a millionaire. How preposterous is that? How preposterous is that? That didn't used to be a thing. People wouldn't even, like when Congress was wanting to raise, people would get mad back in the day. Now they don't really need a raise because they get everything for free. And while they're in Congress, they can insider trade for no fear of any reprisal. Fucking get rich as a mofo. Nancy Pelosi's supposed to be she's been up there. She's kind of supposed to be in charge of really helping the government run, right? But she's making gazillions in the stock market. But she got a lot of time to play those stocks. Boy, she's got a real good broker, huh? Let me hire Nancy Pelosi's broker. Or is it just insider trading, which they passed a law saying they can't be convicted of? You can go. I could just blather on for days and days about how it's 100% fake. It's 100% fake. They don't give. If all you have to do is watch Veep, and an episode of Veep, which is a fictional HBO show with Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and you see everything they do is fake, and you do this, and we'll do that for you. They're totally in on it together. You can tell anytime something important like a war comes up, and they're like, all right, we all get to cash in on this war, aren't we? And they're high-fiving, and they vote for war, and Benjamin Netanyahu comes in there and gives a speech, and every single one of them is high-fiving and cheering, USA, USA. It's obscene. It's so obscene. They don't give a fuck about anything but money and power, and they don't give a fuck about Israel. If the leader of Hamas came in with a higher offer, I think we'd switch our tune real quick. I'm pretty fucking sure we would. Okay, here's a question I gotta see. It's not a question. It's a proof. This is proof how fake it is, and nobody will believe me. But I'm right, and you're wrong. It's indisputable. Okay, Republicans. Oh, I feel like a weatherman. I can't do this. I think I need to be like this. There's no room here. There's no room for the whiteboard. All right, I need to go here. Okay, okay, I can write all over the place. Okay. God dang, get off of me. I'm caught up. Alright, here we go. Let's see if we can make this work now. Okay. This is proof. Oh, F you. This is proof the whole system is fake. Fucker. Okay. Because you can't. I'll I'll entertain your reasons, which are wrong later, but this is undeniably 100% true. Okay, the Republicans. Got the party lights here. Okay, here's the Republicans. Here's the Democrats. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Now the Republicans. They have a base. They have a base of people, and these base of people who they're pro-life. But these people, although they some of them may be single-issue voters, these people right here, wrong one. This is the pro-life. This is the pro-life base. This is the pro-life base. It's a segment. It's not the biggest segment, I think, of the Republican Party voters. Excuse me. Okay, these people are never going to vote for them. Ever. These people are locked in. You're not going to find a lot of Democratic super pro-lifers. These people, Republican pro-lifers, locked in, no matter what you do. Roe versus Wade's been going on for 50 years. It's not even really in the platform anymore. Nobody's really talking about abortion, are they? Well, I'm talking about like 2 years ago. So you're going to tell me that the Republican Party, one of the most powerful organizations in the world, which has every resource at its hand and all the funding it needs to hire the best minds in the world to tell them how to manipulate their base and people and the populace. So they is when it comes to PR and how to win an election, they got Karl Rove's out the ass. They've got brilliant minds telling them what to do. And what brilliant mind do you think told the Republicans to make abortion an issue? To do this, Trump he appointed people to the Supreme Court who he knew would get rid of Roe versus get rid of Roe versus Wade. He knew that. It's not an issue. Nobody expects Trump to do anything about fucking abortion. He's probably paid for a dozen abortions. Nobody expects that. Why did he open that can of worms? And now it's you got guys like DeSantis with the 6 weeks. Now certain states are banning abortion. The whole thing has been a disaster. So you're saying a Republican strategist told the Republicans to alienate every single person over here. Every single person over here. Give or take. Because they're all pro-choice. They're pro-choice. And stick with me. After what's been going on for 4 years, I'm not talking politically, I'm not talking partisan. What's been going on? The average person is spending more for this, and that, and they hear a lot about the government sending a lot of money other places, and people are pouring over the border, taking American jobs. This never wins, ever. It's the economy, stupid. This never wins. It never wins. Ever. Historically, never. You got a dog shit economy with rampant inflation. Ask a Jimmy Carter how that worked out for him. It doesn't. You get trounced. So the Republicans got it in the bag. But you know what they decide to do? They decide to bring back an issue that is not even an issue and nobody gives a fuck about in an election like this. If it wasn't a thing with Roe versus Wade going away, there wouldn't be not a sniff of a talk about abortion, because people are talking about trying to stay in their house and feed their kids. Drop the mic on now. The other lid because the other one's dried up. So you're telling, so if you want to say this whole system we have is real, you're telling me that the Republicans intentionally brought back a divisive issue that doesn't help them. They've already got that in the bag. They did that. They intentionally brought back the abortion issue in a race where they're facing one of the worst candidates in history, with a terrible track record. Now, what are the comments going to be now? Well, they're stupid. They're not stupid. What the fuck are you talking about? They're not stupid. They're not stupid at all. And, well, they are stupid. Some of them are stupid. Yeah, they're just con men. But con men are smart enough to know you hire people that tell you what to do. You think you can look how they control the media. Do you think there weren't smart people telling them how to control the populace and to control the media? And once you control the media, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You think they stumbled upon that? No, they know exactly what they're doing. They're probably using the people who have studied historical timelines about how populations get controlled. Human nature is pretty simple. So there's no way it's real. They want this election to be close. The Republicans obviously want it to be close. You don't need Donald Trump. They didn't need Donald Trump, and they could have got rid of him, right? See, this is one of those indisputable things. The Democrats got rid of Bernie Sanders and put Biden in there. It's true. Bernie sued him. The court said they can do whatever they want. They're a private entity. So the Republicans could have gotten rid of Donald Trump way before. Okay, and you say, well, the MAGA, no, it doesn't matter. The MAGA people aren't going to vote. They're not going to vote for Democrats. If you took a Republican candidate who had just, all he's got to do, he's got to be like J.D. Vance, just a little more it factor, better jawline, something like that. A J.D. Vance is going to get people who voted for Biden because they're not doing good. When there's a landslide election, it's because the other side votes against their party. And that's what we would easily have, but instead the Republicans chose to, okay, let's riddle me this. Instead, the Republicans chose to run the most controversial and hated candidate by some people with one of the most controversial issues as well. So your only argument can be, if you don't believe like I do that it's completely faked and rigged and run on together, is that the Republicans are actually brain damaged, art out. They don't even hire consultants. They're just a bunch of millionaires in a building going, what should we do next? Something really stupid. Let's ban abortion. Yeah. They don't care about abortion. They don't care about kids. They don't care about fetuses. That's why that's why I show, because it's like, yeah, if you think that somebody in Congress gives a fuck about you, your kids, or fetuses, then you have a mental disorder. It's like, how many times do you have to be swaffled, which is a Scandinavian term for being hit in the face with a penis? How many times do you have to be swaffled by the government until you realize It's not one party or the other. It's the government. Finally people are going, it's the uniparty. It's like, oh, well, I'm glad you're finally getting it. So here's the Trump scenario. Fucking all right. Need a little more room. Smaller whiteboard, I think. I'm going to give you 3 scenarios. You may not agree with them, but you'd be wrong. I'm not sure which one is right. Okay, here's the 3 scenarios for the next election. 1. Dems win. Dems win. Then the only way they're going to win is if they steal it. It's the only way they're going to win. They can't. It's it's the economy, stupid, times 1,000. Plus, you look at, and then you got the longshoreman strike. You got Israel possibly creating a major conflict in the Middle East. We're still shipping billions to Zelensky. They let in a 100% verified 20 to 30,000 murderers and rapists. This isn't like one of those Donald Trump's, they're murderers and they let in the rapists. No, this is from ICE. This is the current administration's statistics. That doesn't win. Ever, 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 ever. So the Dems win because it's... It's Stizzo-Liz. That's what happens. That's one scenario. See, you couldn't call me like some kind of January 6th or something, because I've never believed elections were real. No government's elections are real. Down to your fucking student government in high school or elementary school. The teachers pick who wins those elections. Any entity that's deciding who wins something is cheating. There's scandals. Wasn't there a scandal recently in one of the pageants? It looked like there were sexual favors in turn for... Everything there's no legitimate elections. Zero. So the best costume contest at the Halloween party gets ballots stuffed. There's no real elections. And it's such an affront to my senses. It's such a fucking insult when people act like, and he's an election denier. It's like every other nation, we're like, oh yeah, that guy won in a landslide. Sure, right. Here, oh, the most safe and secure, because our politicians, they may not give a fuck about you. They may send your kid off the war to die in a war that has no basis other than making them and their cronies millions or perhaps billions. But you know what they care about? They care about democracy. They care about safe elections. And that's why sometimes I get a little choked up. It's like as big as scumbags as they are. Send your son to get his head blown off. They'd probably laugh about it. They'd laugh about it. But you know what they wouldn't laugh about? Election tampering. Because that is what... Do you understand? Do you understand? They don't... The elections have never been real. You're starting a government. You're starting a government in the United States. You're starting a country. You're starting a government, and you're like, do you think those eggheads, those powdered wig, rich eggheads got together and went, well, let's let these, and trust me, there wasn't a great education system in the United States in 1776. Let's let these dirt pig farmers, these rot gut, toothless dirt pig farmers, tell us who's going to lead this country. Anybody ever told you that? Fucking founding fathers were fucking con men. Oh, I always like to bring this up. It's my favorite thing because I've never ever heard anybody say this. Ever. The founding fathers I'm not sure. I don't know how many have had slaves. A lot of them had slaves. Many of them had slaves. So guys like George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, I know for a fact, they were rapists. So you talk about they raped their slaves. Slaves can't consent. Try that in a court of law. Your Honor, she said yes. His powder wig flops in the breeze. No, she can't say yes, because if she said no, you'd beat her, because she's your property. You're a rapist. Nobody ever talks about that, do they? The raping founding fathers. Not a person I ever met talks about the raping of founding fathers. Seems like a pretty kind of big deal. At least it should be mentioned. And Thomas Jefferson, great guy, wrote this, wrote that. Oh, so smart and liberty, and he did rape his slaves, but he was a certified 100% absolute rapist. Proven, because he had children. His slaves had children. Slaves cannot slaves cannot consent. Why do I want to say it? Slaves cannot consent? It's impossible. It's 1,000,000% impossible. Dark Passenger subscribe for 34 months. Woo! Appreciate it, Dark Passenger. Catch up here. Big Kahuna in the house. What's up, Big Kahuma? Big Kahuna says he just loves China, not the communism. Exactly. He would have been dealing with Nazi Germany. I mean, these kind of people don't care who's paying them. They don't care if it's moral or immoral. They don't care. They don't care what kind of dirtbag you are. Just give me some power and give me some money. Gregory Warner says Walls is a coward. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't go there because I would imagine there's a lot of cowards, on both sides. There's a ton of cowards. If I think Trump, George W., I don't think they served. George W. may have served, but he didn't fight. Trump didn't fight. The rumor has it they may have used their wealth to get out of it. I don't think Clinton fought. I think a lot of these guys fought. Chuck Schumer didn't fight. Nancy Pelosi didn't fight. Lindsey Graham didn't fight. Mitch McConnell didn't fight. I guarantee they're just as cowardly or more cowardly than Tim Walz. They're all a bunch of cowards. That's the give. They're liars, thieves, and cowards. And then from there, you can move on to even worse things that they are. Behind. Way behind. Okay, let me get back here. Way behind. Damn. A lot of chatting. Whole lot of chatting going on here. Man, getting fucking carpal tunnel, man. Way behind. See, Quantum Heap says, what if an American citizen didn't fight in a war? They're a coward, really? Well, I don't know. I was going You have to pay attention. This isn't rocket science. He said Tim Walz was a coward, and I assumed he said Tim Walz was a coward because he didn't, he wasn't deployed when he said he was deployed or some kind of bullshit thing. I'm saying that the average person in Congress didn't serve, and if they were called to serve, they got out of it. And the average person in presidential politics as well. Didn't Lance? Oh, Vance. I think Vance may have been served in Iraq. He might have. I'm pretty sure he did. Okay, so let me back to my deal. Where is it? Okay, so the Dems, this was basically all this whole rant started with the elections are not real. They're not real. They're just not real. Let's all be adults here. Game shows are rigged. NBA games are rigged. Everything's rigged. The history books aren't. It didn't take me. I mean, I've always been very, cynical about the government and politics. I've always been very cynical. But then in the last maybe 4 or 5 years, I started realizing that even when you think about history's not real at all. It's whatever the powers that be want the history to be. There's Hollywood's full of pedophiles. Everything you think is real is really not the way you think it is. So I certainly don't believe that elections are real. It's like that's what J.D. Vance should have said when she said. So do you agree with Donald Trump that the 2020 election was fraudulent? He should have said, "Man, they're all fraudulent, bitch." Fuck, what a pop. What a fucking pop that would have been. All right, now let me go. Okay, so scenario number 2. Trump wins. And it's like an algebra deal here. We got A and B. Trump wins. A, they let him win because they just about sucked all the money out of the system. They got all the money. They're going to be left holding the bag. So it's either the result is either maybe some World War III. There's got to be some kind of catastrophic thing so where they can just kind of sneak out of town and go, yeah, look at that bad thing. And by the way, everybody's broke in America because we stole all the money. So Trump wins, and he is the fall guy. There's only so much you can do. There's only so much the president can do. He can't undo decade upon decade of deficit spending. He can't undo $35 trillion in the hole. He can't undo the incompetence, the cronyism. There's nothing's getting done correctly because of cronyism and incompetence. The government hires their brother. The brother's contractor hires his brother-in-law. That guy hires his nephew. The president appoints this guy who gave him money, 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 this guy who gave him money. And then you get a system where everyone's incompetent. One of these days, the bottom's going to drop out. The house of cards will topple. And who better to blame than Donald Trump, the fall guy? That to me, that's completely believable, and it'd be like a brilliant plan. If you're a Democrat, it'd be the brilliant plan. It'd be like, yeah, this is if you think the system's real. We stole all the money. The shit's about to go down. Inflation. Wars everywhere. The deficit is increasing like $1 trillion every 3 months. We got to get out of here. And we'll blame it on Donald. Orange man bad. Pew, and they're gone. Completely believable scenario. Last scenario. I give this a 2% chance of happening. Oh, wait, what's the other one? Trump wins. He's a fall guy. B, he becomes, I don't need to write that out. He becomes a religious authoritarianism despot, which is possible because I think Tracy said it. He's like, if you decipher, if you translate Hitler's speeches, what he's doing, he's not raving like a madman. He's saying, this is why your life sucks. And then these are the people responsible. And he got people worked into a frenzy. And they loved him. They loved what he was saying. That's how all dictators, some dictators, but many dictators come to power just being a lying politician. And then they just, they can do it. What do you want? Assassination gangs? No, not us. And then once you're in there, you're in there for good because there's no more elections. Or this one, scenario number 3, 2% chance. Donald Trump is one of the greatest men in history. And he is going to use every means at his disposal because he knows the truth now. He knows the cabal that is against him, and he, along with other patriotic people, are set to change America, if you know what I mean. 2% chance of that. And but you see, none of this is good. None of this is good. You vote for Biden. You vote for Kamala Harris. Come on. Let's. We've been voting for how long? And how better has it gotten? And how much more competent and great as it hasn't. You vote for Biden, it's going to be the same shit. You vote for anybody. It's all the same shit. It's always the same shit. Except for that 2% ain't the same shit. So you might as well go for the 2%. You might as well. Whatever happens is going to happen. Whatever happens is going to, unless the 2% happened. This is 98%. It's going to go on forever. This will go on forever. I don't see anything. Does anybody see how that's going to stop? That Congress, full of scumbags and liars, is all of a sudden going to start caring about America? It's not going to happen. And caring about you and stop stealing your money? It's not going to happen. So lock all this bad shit in. Oh, we got the 2% here. It's like a roulette bet. Might as well go for it. Might as well go for that. Or don't vote at all, which is what I might do. Alrighty. 2%, bitches. 2%. I think there's a 98% chance that Trump's just another billionaire scumbag, and he's the most, right now, he's the most popular man in the world. More people know Donald Trump than almost any more, maybe than Jesus Christ. 98% chance he's a billionaire piece of crap. 2% chance. He's the greatest man ever lived. All right, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock for Cluster F. Hopefully Don will be feeling better. Hopefully Trace is not feeling bad. Better not say that. He might be listening. He'll call in sick. All right, thanks, everybody. Hope you had a good one. I hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll see you tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Cluster F. What's that, Thursday? Then Friday morning, Net in Your Head, 7:45. Have a good one, everybody.